Welcome to a new Oceanleaf video, and we're talking about Intune news together with Jannik Reinhard. Very happy to have you here. And in fact, we did this video back in June of this year, which was the first part, so half one of 2023. And now we're super excited to update you with the latest developments around Intune Suite, what we've seen at Technical Takeoff, and also Microsoft Ignite. So let's get started. Okay, highlights of new features. I took myself some time and visited what's new Microsoft Intune. So quite a lot of features here. These are just my personal highlights. If you want to take a look at them, go to the page, which is also linked down in the description. But as you see, there's lots of development going on, and just a few of them were introduced or also announced at a technical takeoff and Ignite. So a lot of work in the background. Follow this page here. You see some things like security settings management on macOS and Linux support. We've generally have a huge investment from Microsoft into Apple Day Zero support in Intune. We have some uninstall features finally. We have remote help. We have VEDAC now called Application Control for Business. We've got MAM, we've got config refresh, all the good things. But let's just go directly to the Intune suite. And therefore, I brought Jannik, of course.
Yes, thank you, Niklas. And I will give you a short update about the Intune Suite, what was announced in the Microsoft Ignite, or maybe also earlier this year. The main features which are part of this Intune Suite is remote help. I think a lot of you knows remote help also a longer time before the Intune Suite, but it's a great feature to connect your devices on a unified way. Not all platforms are supported yet, but in the end, it gives you a really simple way where you can connect to your devices and can make remote support of them. Another cool feature is Tunnel to build a VPN connection inbuilt in some apps to secure this connection to these apps and allow them to connect to company resources. And my favorite feature is endpoint privilege management. Also, this is a really huge enhancement of security. You no longer need to work with one single local administrator account. Now you have the possibility to scope this. This means you say, I have trusted vendors and only gave these vendors, when a user execute the application from this vendor, admin permissions, or make it based on a single executable and stuff like this, because in some cases it's really necessary to have higher privileges, but with this implementation you don't have to give someone all the permissions. You can scope this more dedicated. And also during the Ignite and the technical takeoffs, there was some new announcement for features which will follow in the Intune Suite starting of February 2024. And here it's Microsoft Advanced Endpoint Analytics. We will talk in later slides more in detail about this, but it's really nice what came here, and this will also open door for a lot of new implementations on top of this. It's the enterprise application management where Microsoft took over the role to manage your application and provide your application out of a catalog. And also really a nice feature, especially for small enterprises, is the Microsoft Cloud PKI, where you get an PKI as a service without maintaining big infrastructure, because this is always not an easy work. And with this, you got this as a service and don't have to take care about it.
Absolutely. So thanks for the intro here, Jannik. I will just directly take over with some two technical cool features. First of them, as you said, enterprise ad management. Why would you need such a thing? Of course, the question is always who patches all security vulnerabilities and provides just updates for the apps when there's an app with no auto update and stuff like that. And also for the initial installation, you want to have up-to-date sources. And here Microsoft stepped in and said, hey, we're going to build an own app catalog, which is in fact not Store, so not Microsoft Store, and also not Winget. It's a separate repository that Microsoft cares of. It's of course well integrated into Microsoft Intune, that's clear. And the benefit we see here is just to simplify the process and of course also to patch your security vulnerabilities. So huge thanks here to Microsoft to relieve us from this work. From a demo here, as said, from the Intune portal, we can add now apps as we know it already and go directly here and choose a Windows Catalog app. And there we see a selection. This is also referred to as Catalog from Microsoft, where we see a few of them. Now, when they go GA in 2024, there will be much more apps as you see now, but for this example, they're choosing WinRAR. And here with Enterprise App Management, we on the one hand get the sources for the application, and on the other hand, we get the populated values. So installation, commands, detection, you know that. And then if there's an update available, we can do this from Displayed, and we directly get the new information for the new app version. Also get the super precedence to decommission the old version, and that's basically it to Enterprise App Management. Microsoft Cloud PKI, what is this? You know it, PKI is complex, very expensive in operation because you have to run servers, you have to have the staff which maintains that things, so always quite complex and unfortunately also misconfigured from a security perspective. I also see that a lot of customers that we got a lot of misconfiguration here, which opens up security vulnerabilities. Why do we need PKI? Yeah, because we want certificate on our endpoints that can do the certificate-based authentication, mostly used for VPN, Wi-Fi, or other network connections. While Intune now provides a trusted CA and intermediate CA capability and also SCAP endpoint, and the benefit, of course, here is that we have a managed cloud PKI and no on-premise infrastructure. Now for the demo, this is pretty simple. Also here, a demo directly provided by Microsoft, where we just create within a few clicks a root or intermediate CA. Also be careful here, a two-tier hierarchy is always to be recommended. So as you see, pretty simple, fill out the information that we usually need to have if we talk about certificate management. And then all you need to do is select some more information about the encryption and then create your CA. That's how easy that is. So pretty cool. We now see it as a tenant object within our environment. And we can find here on the properties the SCAP URL, which is mainly important for our work, because that one will then be added to our Intune profile, which is in fact then a SCAP profile that we can edit. So clients can get their certificate. And this is also regardless of the platform. So a huge benefit from my perspective. Now assign that profile. Of course, if this is too fast, there are some global blog posts here and also some great Microsoft documentation, all linked down in the description or to find on our blogs. So let's continue.
Good. Thank you, Niklas, for these two nice features. Let me continue with another one. This is enterprise privilege management that you already talked about in the introduction about this feature. In the end, it prevents you that a user has permanent local admin permissions. Here you can target this more on specific executables or vendors or certificates, stuff like this. Or you also have a flow. This is also really interesting. This is the admin approval flow. This means someone requests that he want to get or that he want to execute executable with local admin permissions or with higher permissions, and then an admin can approve this and allow the user to run this application with with higher permissions. Yeah, also here we have a short demo from the technical takeoffs of this feature. You can right click and say, what is my business description, why I need this. Then the admin will get a notification in the portal. He can review who and what will be executed, and then he can approve this. Here he also has to add in a reason. Then it's approved and the user can now execute this application with higher permissions.
Yeah, this is expected to arrive somewhere in March 2024. the specific support approved action. So this is not available now, but rule-defined EPM is what we already have. So also here some great progress.
So then let's jump to my favorite feature. It's the enhancement in advanced endpoint analytics. Here we got a new feature named Intune Pivot. What is this? This is an engine to real-time to make queries in real time on the devices. Microsoft provides you the really powerful KQL language to make some queries on the devices. For example, you can check which software is installed on a specific device and it will directly make a check on the device. You can also use it to run remediations on the devices and all this stuff. This means you can build a group of devices with something in common, and then you can run remediation on demand on these devices to fix something, for example, or to fulfill or solve some security vulnerabilities to make sure that the devices have the latest driver installed and all this stuff. This will open you a lot of doors. Another feature is anomaly detection. Also here, endpoint analytics is fed with a lot of data from a lot of tenants. In this case, or Microsoft currently has 70 million devices which reports to endpoint analytics. This is really a lot. And here they collect a lot of signals also in your tenant, for example, to detect if you have an increasing of application crashes. With this chart, with this reporting, you see the devices maybe who are affected. You can find out commonalities of these devices and fix it before the user has here a higher impact with being unproductive or stuff like this.
We've also prepared a little demo here. So as Jannik said, Intune Pivot also available directly from the device, but if you want to tenant search, go here. Language to speak here is of course KQL, the way to go. And you can find lots of information. So we got quite a lot of tables here where you can query in real time. And as said, that directly take actions such as restart device or run remediation. So pretty cool from my perspective. Jannik, what do you mean?
Yeah, this is really powerful. And what you see, especially in this example from Microsoft, the KQL language provides you unlimited possibilities to make grouping, to make countings, to join tables. In the end, you only have to be creative to build queries. I see one single gap in this. The topics are pre-coded. This means you are not flexible to say, hey, I want to check reg key ABC. You are depending what is predefined, but I think the list is also really big, and for 99% of the use cases, you will find the data and can use this feature to bring out value also from your data. Collection is not always all. You
Yeah.
also should do something with your data.
Yeah, you said, yeah. And one bonus tip here, we will have a Copilot button also here. So you don't even need to structure a KQL query from scratch. Just ask your Copilot what you want to see, and then it can give you some samples for KQL. Of course, always double check, and then you're ready to go. So I love that. Now to round that all up, thanks already, Jannik, for your great inputs here. We've got some more Microsoft Technical Takeoff highlights that I've also conducted within a blog post. So also that one will be linked in the description. But as you see, we've got a lot of development going on, especially here in your Cloud PC area for Windows 365. So we got now the Windows app and GPU support, lots of other great things. We've got some new introductions for Windows updates, which is now all under the umbrella of Microsoft or Windows Auto Patch. We've got Windows enhancements, especially the lab session is to recommend here. And as you may already sense, macOS, lots of innovation going on here. Just talking about the settings infrastructure, quite a cool topic. Platform SSO that we will have soon, hopefully. We've got declarative device management. Rudy's already going crazy with that on the Windows side of things. And lots of other things. So if you haven't started with macOS yet, go take a look at it. And with that, we want to close the video. We hope you could profit from the short summary. And if you want to know anything more about Microsoft Cloud, check out our blog post. With that said, thank you again, Jannik, and see you next time. Goodbye.
Thank you. See you next time. Bye bye.